Hey besties, it's Lisa. Welcome or welcome back. In today's episode, we have got Dollar Tree fabric crafts you will love. I have some Dollar Tree fabric that I had gotten a while ago, and then I've also got a little piece of a Dollar Tree scarf. And these little cutouts, I'm going to use the star. I've got some red paint, and this house came, I think, from the Target dollar spot years ago. We're going to do this on the back side, and I'm just going to take some white paint, any white paint you have handy, and I'm going to just paint one nice heavy coat on the back, and that's where we're going to do all of our crafting today. Now I'm going to take the red paint with a smaller brush, and I'm just going to paint stripes going down. I could have taped this off and made it really perfect, but I decided that I kind of liked that look of it not being so perfect. It gave it a little bit more of a rustic feel. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to take some Mod Podge, and don't worry about the stripes, I will fix those later. And we're just going to paint the Mod Podge all across where it's white at the top of the house. I'm going to lay the scarf right over the top where the Mod Podge is and just very carefully place that down and try to make sure it doesn't have any wrinkles or bunches. It did once, so I fixed it. And now I'm just going to press that down and make sure it's on there very secure. And then we'll cut away the excess. We don't have to do it perfectly yet because it's still wet, but once it's dry, we can trim that up nice. So now I've got it on there, and I'm just going to add Mod Podge to the top of that scarf fabric. Now I'm going to go in and fix those stripes with some white paint. So it looks a little better, but it still looks a little bit rustic. I'm going to take this kind of checkered white and red fabric, and I'm just going to cut, maybe a 2-inch piece and rip it off. And that's going to be like a little tie around the middle. And we're just going to do a knot. And I guess it's called a granny knot when you do it twice. And then we'll kind of clean up the ends a little and just make them look pretty. It's just going to wrap around. It's just for a little accent. Now, once I get those cut to the size that I want, I am going to tack down the ends with some glue. I just couldn't get it to lay the way I wanted it. So that's the easiest way to fix that, is just go ahead and tack a little piece of that down, and there you go. And then I realized this one was just a teeny bit too long, so I fixed that, and then we'll go ahead and attach that. Now I'm going to take one of the little wood cutouts. I'm going to use a star. And I did try to use a little paint marker first, but it just wasn't light enough. So I'm going to glue it on there. And then, that's what I realized, it's just not white enough. And I'm going to go ahead and get my white paint out again and paint that star very carefully. I normally would have, of course, painted it first, but like I said, I tried the little paint marker thinking that would be easier. Nah, sometimes you just can't go for easier. Sometimes you just have to do it right the first time. I love how quick and easy this came together. It's such a cute little patriotic piece of decor that you could have in your house any time of the year, but especially around the 4th of July. Let me know what you think. I've got 3 different kinds of fabric from Dollar Tree. They're all so pretty, summery, springy. And then I've got these shower curtain hangers, and they are going to work so well for this. I'm just going to cut little slits at the top of the fabric, and I will start ripping them. And I'll do this until I get enough. We're going to take these pieces of fabric. We're going to cut each one of them in half first because we don't need the full length for this. And then we're going to tie a lark's head knot around the shower curtain ring, and we'll do that all the way around until we get a flower. So you see, I'm going to show it to you slower here in 1 second. So first time, for those who already know how to do a lark's head knot, that's all I'm doing, and I'm pulling it through as tight as possible. So now we're going to go in just a little more close up and slow. We're going to take the piece, and we're actually going to bend it in half first, then tuck it under with the loop on the outside, and then pull those 2 end pieces right in through the loop and pull it tight. Sometimes it's hard to get them through, but once you find them, you can just pull them in and kind of tighten that little knot around the shower curtain ring. And we're going to do that all the way around this shower curtain ring and the other one. And we're going to make 2 different colored flowers. And you can make them as tight or as loose as you want. I just wanted to make them really tight so it filled up the whole shower curtain ring. So there you go. Isn't that cute? You can make them as big or small as you want. Now we're going to lay a shower curtain ring on this pretty yellow fabric and just kind of cut around it, just bigger than the ring. And I'm actually going to cut 2 of those pieces. Now this is going to be for the middle of the flowers. So we're going to put hot glue around the bottom or the one side of the shower curtain ring. We're going to lay it right on top of that piece and let the glue dry, and then we'll be able to smooth around the front, make sure it looks nice, and then we can trim around the whole thing. And so now it's just a really pretty little fabric covered circle. We'll do that with both of those. Then we'll turn the flower over, so whatever side you decide is the back, we'll add some hot glue and just lay that right on top with the fabric showing towards the front and through the middle. And that's the center of our flower. Isn't that cute? I've got a little glass jar we're going to use here. And first thing, I want to add some stems. So I took a couple pieces of Dollar Tree skewers, and I'm just going to hot glue them to the back inside the connector of the shower curtain ring. That just looked like a good spot. I've got some leaves that were left over from other pics. I'm just going to attach those to the stems. And I did add some hula skirt I cut it up and put it into the jar just to give it something. You could put anything you want in there, moss, whatever you want. And then we just stick those inside. I've got this pretty mesh ribbon from the Dollar Tree, a white one. And I'm just going to cut a piece, tie it around in a granny knot, and trim the ends. And really, that is all there was to this one. It took a couple minutes to do those lark head knots all the way around the shower curtain rings, but really, really easy. Anyone can do this. Let me know what you think. I think it came out adorable. I've got this really pretty red and white striped fabric and another piece of a scarf from Dollar Tree that has stars and some ribbon that I got on sale. And this sign was much longer. I had cut it off to use the bottom for another project. So I just sanded and cleaned up the bottom. Now I'm going to figure out the width of that ribbon and cut some pieces of the fabric that are similar in width. And I cut those slits and then rip it. It's just one of the nice ways you can take fabric apart and get a really cute rustic edge without having to cut straight down the middle. So now we're just going to take some Mod Podge. We are going to paint it over this entire piece. Now you're wondering, why is there a seahorse? Don't worry about that. We're actually going to cover it on this one, and I'll show you how I did that. That way I didn't have to waste this piece. So now the Mod Podge has dried. We're going to lay down the first piece of fabric, and we're just going to take an iron and we're going to put that down with the iron. And because the Mod Podge is dry, it will bring it back to life and it will adhere perfectly. It's such an easy, fast way to do this. Then we're going to do the same thing with the ribbon, but then I remembered I better get my parchment paper out because that ribbon looked like it could melt. So I did the rest of this using the parchment paper, and actually it's always a good idea to do that. So I would recommend that going forward. And then you trim the edges. Now we're going to get to the part where the seahorse is. So I'm still going to lay down a piece, but I'll do it in sections. So I'll do that top section first and then pull it tight and then do the bottom section. And what it's going to do is cover up that hole. And now I don't have to waste that piece or make a bunch of seahorse crafts, which I have made some, but I don't need any more right now. And we'll just alternate and finish that. Now I've got that piece of the scarf with the stars on it, and I'm going to cut a square, and it's in proportion to the size of this. And before I do put it on, I got to get those holes and put the hanger in there. I always forget. So I've got some red and white twine from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to poke them through those holes and tie knots. And that's all there is to making that quick little hanger. You could also tape it to the back, whatever you want. Anyway, then I'm going to take that little square, and with a chalk marker, a white chalk marker, I'm just going to draw little stitches all the way around. So it looks like that, it was sewn, and that gives it kind of that Americana rustic feel. I'm going to add beacon fabric tack glue all over the back. You can use any glue you want for this. I just know for a fact this glue will work really well. And I didn't want to do hot glue this time because I thought it might look lumpy. So whatever you want to do, it probably wouldn't have shown anyway. So use any glue you like. This is just what I had handy, and it definitely works. I'm going to place that right in the upper left corner. And that's it. This one turned out, I think, really nice. I love it, and it's definitely got that rustic feel, and it's very patriotic. Be sure to let me know what you think of this one. I've got a bunch of Dollar Tree fabric. I ended up just picking yellow and the green for this project. And then I've got these Mardi Gras beads and some pipe cleaners. We're going to cut some of the Mardi Gras beads. I cut 6, and we're going to make 2 butterflies. So I cut 2 sets of 6. I ended up actually only using 4 beads. I cut it down a little later, but just so you know, you really only need about 4. Then I'm going to take the fabric, and I had some strips already cut, and I'm just going to put little cuts at the end and then rip them down, because what we're going to do is make what looks like a messy bow. So we're going to get our strips of the yellow and the green, and then we're going to cut them even smaller, from here. So we're going to take one of them, cut it in half, and then we will cut it in half one more time. And that way out of each strip, we get 4 pieces. Now, once we do that, we're just going to start crisscrossing them, like I said, a messy bow. So I'm going to do all the green ones first, and then I'm going to take 4 of the yellow ones and do those. Then I'm going to take a yellow piece that's left over, and I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to, well, first I'll put the yellow piece right down the middle and then turn it over, and I'm going to tie a granny knot because I want to make sure this stays in place. And I'll just make sure it's really tight. And then we will trim off the little ends on those because we don't need that little extra piece sitting there. I'm going to fluff it a bunch too. We're turning them into butterflies, so I want to try to give it as much of a shape, kind of like a butterfly, as I can. If you wanted your pieces to be longer on the bottom than the top, you could make a dragonfly. Now, I didn't want to use the red, so I'm going to take my antique gold rub and buff, and I should not be doing this with my fingers, you guys. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, I did, and of course I had to wash it all off, but it was fast. So I just put some on my fingers, rubbed it all over those beads, and you can see there I cut them down to 4. And now I'm just going to hot glue them in the middle there, but not centered. I want just the head, if you will, of the beads to be towards the top and let the rest of the body hang down lower. And then I've got the pipe cleaners. I'm going to take an end of one and kind of curl it around, figure out how long I need it to be for an antenna, and then I will do the same thing and measure the other one against the first one, and I'm going to make 4 of those, 2 for each of the butterflies. So we'll turn it over, put the little antenna on facing the direction that you want. And now they look a lot more like butterflies than they did before. But I want to make sure they can sit in like a planter or poke them in somewhere. So I'm going to take some skewers from Dollar Tree and just kind of figure out the length that I want. And then I'm going to cut those with my nippers, and then I will hot glue them to the back right in between the little antenna. And that way now we can pop those into a planter or somewhere outside, you know, just something really cute. And I love how they turned out. They were so fun. Let me know what you think. Are you ready for more inspiration? I've got another video here I think you will really like. Click on it. I will see you there. You are truly a blessing to me. Bye.